Hi, everyone. When there's an awareness of something, it's not just the egoic mind, it's also sense perception, right? That is the only way that we perceive the world is through sense perception. It's the only way to be in the present moment is through sense perception. Our sense perception is constantly, right? It's constantly changing, as are our thoughts. Our thoughts are, we have sense perception, and then we create a story about it. That's what thought is. Sense perception arises, we create the story, the overlay. So the story is about something that we're picking up, perceiving from the world through our senses that we then like or dislike, and then the whole wheel of suffering begins, right? So why is this important? I can tell you that from being where I sit right now, this close to death, I am glad that I don't have just my mind to work with, because it'd be a shit show. Knowing that I am not my mind and that there is something so much more vast than I am, I just can't tell you, is reality is very, very different, being that the case. And it makes me realize the whole teachings around that we're preparing for death makes so much sense, right? Not only are we preparing for death in the moment of death, but the death that happens all day long, all the little deaths. It's also, if that awareness is love, that awareness is, that is what love is, unattached love, is that immortal energy. That's what all spiritual traditions of this form speak to. And it's also what everybody who comes back from near-death experiences says, that that's what they're aware of, is that that energy is love. Not attached love, not romantic love, but that love that is what generates the whole of the cosmos. I sure want to be connected to that love, because that's what allows me to actually love in that way that is not attached love, that is that pure, that love that is like the earth. And I think to actually be able to be in our humanness and our humility as a human being, and to wake up, we have to have an understanding, an experiential understanding of reality as it is, not our overlay of reality, which is we're taking in reality through our senses. We create the overlay. If that's all we have, we'll just loop around this forever. Does that make sense? Can you feel the difference of that? The reason why I'm having us really pay attention to moving from our belly is because there's a way that we can access what we're doing while being in our day-to-day lives, while being in a relationship. We have a place that we can reside, right? In the ballast of the boat, rather than just flitting about up here. I was thinking about your question earlier. How are we in our passion as human beings, but not caught? And I was thinking about like the cleaning of the pipes. And I was thinking the primary thing is, you can see it in me, but you can see it in so many. That sense, that emotion arises, there may be tears, and then there's laughter, and then there's tears, and then there's nothing, then there's space, because there is no aftertaste. There's no going back and picking something up after it has arisen. And I can't say that enough, but that's what cleans the pipes is something rises and it's gone. And it is gone. It's done. It will never be there again. But our mind wants to go back and pick it up and do it again. That's why the whole statement, no aftertaste, the bird leaves no contrail. Bird flies over the sky, it's done. It will never fly that path again. This is it's such a simple thing, but it's so contrary to how the mind works, right? The mind just wants to keep chewing on stuff.
Can I share something, Tor?
Yeah.
You know, I came here with, talked about depression and anxiety, and practicing out there from down here, and noticing a shift of calm, of ease, of a sense of relaxing into the earth.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to acknowledge those transitions, acknowledge that progress.
Yes.
If it's an
Yes.
hour,
Yes.
3 hours, that is
Yes.
cumulative.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. That's why we do this for years, right? And we one day go, wow, I actually am living this. It's that whole Rilke poem, living into the answers, or the questions themselves, yeah. And that we bit by bit start to, that's why we do retreat, that's why we have Sangha, that's why we sit down and practice every day, even when we go, what the fuck?
It's weird. I've noticed, the anxiety comes up strong, and I notice it passes, and I go, oh, yeah, a few years ago, that would have lasted 3 weeks.
Awesome,
Well, that happened.
awesome.
So I just think
So good.
it's important to acknowledge that.
Yes, so good. Yeah, awesome. I think you're speaking for everybody. I hope you're speaking for everybody, but you can feel that. And that's, oh my gosh, all I can say is, when you are in my position, you will be so grateful for your time doing this. Oh my God. I was thinking if I was going to say one thing about cleaning the pipes, it would be stop. Just stop. When you are starting to untangle, and I'm going to talk about not knowing, when the unraveling begins, meaning that we're losing our balance, which we all do, many times a day sometimes, when the unraveling begins to happen, the best thing to do is nothing. Don't move, get still. God's plan will be revealed and the universe will make sense again. That's what I was saying to you when you were sick with COVID. Just relax. The universe will make sense again. Our efforts to rectify our brokenness only makes things worse. We need to surrender into knowing nothing so the everything can be revealed, not through fixing. We must stop trying so hard and let God find us. Let yourself down into the arms of groundlessness and just wait. As humans, we just do not like to not feel in control. And we become so impatient. And what I say often is stop and sit and let God find you and let life rebalance itself. And I promise you, it will. I promise you, it will. It has for all of you. And you have to be incredibly patient because we often think we're wasting our time because we don't trust. And when I say, let God find you, it might be a year, right? You might not be waiting for a moment or a day or a week. Often when we go through a big transition in our life, we think we're supposed to just know it and we're gonna wait. But I mean, we may have to wait months in that state of not knowing. And there's something about trusting that process and trusting that it will right itself. if you give it space. It's like if you have a glass of silted water, and you shake it, it's very cloudy. But if you let the glass sit, the silt will settle, and clarity once again reveals the soul. So when I say, are you available? Are you available for God to find you? If we stay busy up here, then we're not available for God to find us. And we're also not available to love, really love. Love in that way that is unbound by our conditioning. So when we stop, we just drop down into a low belly. I sometimes just hold my Buddha belly, relax all the way down into my hips and pelvis and pelvic floor, into that quiet of the depths of the ocean, and wait. We have to let go of the need to know in order to make room for that which your mind will never be able to comprehend. Right? Does that make sense? I'm going to read that again. I just wrote that. We have to let go of the need to know in order to make room for that which your mind will never be able to comprehend. When I speak about awareness, that sense of the large capital S self, we cannot comprehend that from the small mind. And if we try to reduce something that is that vast into a tiny little speck, and we can't do that. And when we get stressed out, we go into overdrive to try to figure something out more and more. This process is saving my ass right now, because I have no idea what this journey is going to be like, what my death will be like, what the next few months will be like. But I can tell you that there's a deep, deep, deep trust that life will hold me all the way through. If I rest back into it, then I will be held all the way through. I'm struggling a little bit with my talking right now because I'm tired. I think I'm going to pause there, and I'd like to just hear what's coming up from everybody. Just a few words about how you are. Would you go first?
Sure. So, like what David was saying, the practice out there, it's been a while since lying down out there, and there was just something about breathing into the earth, and the image that came up were the aspens. You know, there was just this real deep connection with everybody here, just being out there. We're like a aspen organism out there. But that exercise you had us do, listening to the wind, there's just not any way I can express that, the difference. But it's been, you know, the walking from the belly, just trying to be there. There's just a sense of presence, and what you were saying, just holding your space. It doesn't happen from here. So that's what's going on.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy I connected with what you shared these too, because I said I felt disillusioned, but it really took an hour of being here yesterday. I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine, and just so grateful for the years of practicing, witnessing the evolution, and I just need to practice, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I just need to practice. I know how to do this. I know how to face some scary shit. And I just forget when I don't practice. And just having compassion for myself. Right person, right place, the right time. Yeah, I've been spinning the last couple of years. And just really seeing the obsessions And it's fine. I just need to practice.
Mm.
So it's like, well, anyway, there's this quote I heard Marianne Williamson say years ago, something like, I think it was something like, let your lover go every day. And I was like, not only my lover, but anything that I feel hooked on, right? Just yes. I'm willing to die. Like, I'm willing to be torn apart by the fear. And if I'm okay with that, then everything's okay.
Yeah.
But that's the practice. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll speak the other voice. I don't think I've ever gotten the pelvic floor perineum dropping in. I really want to say, like, as a woman, I've been indoctrinated my whole life to hold my belly in, so even that part of, like, letting the belly go and being in the belly, it's like, that's one aspect of it. So I just want to name,
Yeah.
that's not an easy place for me to go. I
Can you-
translate it, like when we were listening to the wind, it's like, can I listen with my whole body?
Great.
Can I listen with
Great.
more than just my ears or
Yeah.
the sensations of my body? I
Great.
find a lot of value doing the earth practices.
Yeah.
And that's a place that just
Yeah.
continues to.
Yeah. Is it easier to just feel sense your belly than your pelvic floor?
Yeah, but it is easier, and it's also still hard.
Yeah.
Because I have the belly full. Like, I
Yeah.
literally almost can't, in my daily
Relax you.
life, let go of
Yeah.
this area. I'm walking around all the time with it.
Yeah.
And I believe that women,
Yeah, how many women were taught that? I mean, yeah, it definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
that could be a bookmark. I didn't want to ask it as a question right now, but.
No, but I think it's, I think finding your way into a listening that's not coming from your ears, which is then goes into an analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're connected very deeply to your body in that sense of, and so find the access point. It's great. Yeah.
And I'm super interested in your experience. I feel like I want to come back to that.
You and me have shared a lot.
Yeah.
But just the holding like a koan, am I available for God to find me? Just can feel the draw and the dropping down into my body and the practice of relaxing back
Yeah.
and the trust. And then the other piece is just listening to everyone you say with bated breath. It's just
Cool.
precious time.
Cool.
Your words, your wisdom, your experience, your embodiment is not taken for granted here at all. And then just thank you for the love you hold in our relationship. And when I can't find it, all I do is feel over to you and see it living.
Well,
That's what I wanted to say.
Wow.
Thank you.
so beautiful. Thank you.
Taurus is like, sometimes these weekend short are so powerful because we know we go to the next time like crash course, remembering. So all morning, it's just what you keep saying, the relaxation, the relaxing. So I can finally feel what I have been pushing away from you. It's just anger, it's just anger.
Yeah.
But it was just like you said, I just remember, Rihanna, like, we have to remember all the beginning basics like kindergarten. Like, I had to just remember, understanding where you feel in your body. You know, back to stop the story, where is it in your body? And it stood as I did it. And felt it. It was like anger, it's harder. Because it's horrible. Anger
Oh,
is
so, yeah.
so I just sat and letting that meadow has absorbed so much of it.
Yeah. But that was-
And then it was, I just relaxed. It was
Aw.
amazing.
Yeah.
The fruition, like you guys are saying,
Mm.
it's incredible. And I felt so much space again for us, for you, for where
Yeah.
we're at. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
We just need to remember to get a little course correction.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God for coming on retreat, right? And thank God there is a momentum when we practice in Sangha. right? If we went out by ourselves, it's a different quality, which is very important. But man, being the aspen tree together, a lot of momentum. Yeah.
I have a question. You were just talking about just letting, just sitting in your here and letting God come to you. I'm wondering. You talked about going for a walk. You put a question out there. You go for a walk. You don't think about it. Is that different?
No, it's very much the same, definitely. Ultimately, I'm trying to move from here in everything I do, all the time. But in that, Heather's referring to decision making, that offering up a question, going out into the woods, and more of an aimless wander than an exercise hike, and to pose the question and then drop it. Don't think about it when you go and move to space, but you really put it out to spirit, and then you move from your belly in that soft way and let the intuitive knowing come to you rather than you searching for a cognitive answer. That, remember, your decision-making process at that point is coming from only what you know in the past, because that's the way the mind works, is taking only what we've experienced in the past and trying to make a decision from that knowledge. To make a decision that moves forward into the unknown, we have to be willing to be open to that we don't know, right? And that's where it takes profound trust to follow, not only to hear, that's the first step, but then to follow what we hear. And so when we go out into the woods, what I do is I just drop my attention back down again and just let myself be informed. And I don't know of a time yet where I have not come back with the answer. And I do my best. I have fucked myself so many times, though, when I come back with the answer and then didn't do it. And I always paid the price. So now when I get that intuitive hit, I always follow it. And if I don't get a hit, either I'm not ready to, I don't have enough information, or I'm not ready to make a decision, and then I wait. Even if it causes disruption, I wait. Unless I have to make a decision, then I make a decision knowing that it really doesn't fucking matter. So it's like either way you win. But that sense of moving from down here, I really try to have that sense of moving. My heart is so open when I reside here. Just so, heart is so open and love so deeply. And coming from that place, that a whole idea of, it doesn't really matter what we do. It's all just like this unfolding of experience that is mind-blowing.
So
Is it?
there's no question. So if I'm in my other life outside of here, making myself too busy, I don't have a question. I just go down here.
I would say that more, ask the question, am I available for life right now? Right. And then I would just sit down, stop, come down here, breathe, and just see what wants to happen from there. Yeah. And don't get down on yourself if you're busy. Brilliant strategy to not have to feel. Brilliant strategy. Yeah.
Sort of sleepy and restless and irritable. Those things are coming together, isn't it? I often feel on retreat wasn't spending a lot of time thinking about it, but now that it's up, it's just like, oh, this is different. And so it does, that I see any of this is problematic.
Yeah.
Those are my words, I guess.
Yeah. And if you don't, like you are, not struggling against it, but just sort of noticing that to not create a story, but just let it come and go and rise. And you might find tomorrow's a totally different experience, but today is, in this moment anyway, I'm curious what the actual experience is right in the moment.
Right here,
Yeah.
other than sleepy, restless, and irritable. I mean, I feel like that's all it is.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, I mean, I don't feel like I got a lot of narrative about it.
Yeah.
Other than that. All that, I mean, under that, I guess it's just sort of the wisdom of waiting,
Of what?
waiting
Reading.
and not acting just feels really up for me as a background to all of this. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to keep reminding you no aftertaste.
all right, that's what we're doing. Maybe, okay.
I'm saying that I'm saying that because of what you've been going through the last few weeks. And there's something that feels so appropriate about you coming on retreat and being tired and kind of irritable. Yeah. Wait. Patience. Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was really able to listen to the wind. I mean, I feel like I can go down into my area and I have a floor in my belly. But I can feel like I could listen to the wind, but I actually could listen to the frog. I was peeping, I could like feel it.
Uh-huh.
Like,
No, it's great.
So, but the wind I was feeling, it sets me on edge a lot of times, you know,
Yeah.
when I'm feeling kind of anxious and
Yeah.
everything has a meaning and then you have to scramble and
Right.
so I was a little, yeah, and that happens to me a lot with the wind. It's
Mhm.
not surprising, like it's really just good.
Yeah.
I'm noticing it right now.
Yeah. Did you find that change when you lay down?
Well, I was going in and out of it, because I would feel it happening, and then I can, you know, breathe into my belly and
Yeah.
and stuff, and everything.
Yeah.
But it was like waves, it was like the whole time, it was like
Yeah.
coming and going.
Yeah.
Like it would arise again, and then,
Yeah.
you know, just keep breathing, because that anxious feel, like it moves up here, right? It's like,
Right.
one
Yeah.
and then it's just the wind, you know,
Yeah.
and just breathe down.
Yeah. That's a great saying. It's just the wind. It's great.
It's
Just the wind. It's just the wind. Yeah. And then it might be, it's just the rain. It's just the cold. There's something about that that's so, you know, there's a point where it becomes survivally, but until that point, there's a whole lot of range there. Yeah. It's great. Thank you.
I'm thinking about what I said yesterday when we opened and said, what do we want this audience to know? I said I want to come to a retreat and sit on the edge of the Grand Canyon and not think about a piece of chocolate cake and, or even not have, or I don't know, whatever. And I forgot about this, you know, like below belly, I mean, it takes me as a newbie to this experience of being on retreat, really feels like it takes that day, to be a little bit miserable in my stuff. And then, I feel like I don't have to worry about anything. I'm like, oh, just listen to this. this, you know, crying,
Yeah.
you know, coming from what was like our month leading up to retreat, and, you know, any worry that I could bring to myself and, you know, like what's going on for me, it's just like, I don't have to worry about it. Like, I just listen. And for me, the access point is really movement, not necessarily the wind, but just watching any
Yeah.
movement that the wind was causing was pretty. And there's a crazy anthill, but also just like I was tripping out of them.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So,
Awesome. Yes. Fantastic. And you're speaking something that's really important is that retreat is so great for this. I mean, we can go from one extreme and now we're in a totally different thing and now we're in a totally, and we were like, was that, did I? And it's a completely, and this is why just don't get stuck anywhere, ever. And the retreat is a great mirror of that. Don't get stuck in anywhere.
I don't think I've gotten before until this experience. Like, my brain just isn't, it can't do it. Like, it can't sit on the edge of the Grand Canyon and take it all in. Like, it has to be
Somewhere.
from
Yeah.
here. Like, this experience is where I'm going to be able to experience life. It's not
Great. What a great wisdom knowing. Yeah. What a great wisdom knowing. That's great.
So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is, you know, this being my first retreat with a group, this is really a full experience for me. It's so much going on. And it's really beautiful and exciting. Also, I just feel like I'm learning a lot about myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so grateful for that. And like David said, I feel like I'm just kind of on the edge of my seat listening to what you're saying, but also I'm really appreciating all the questions and the dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much from all of you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really great for me. One thing, and also just hearing Leslie talk about the experience in the meadow and aimless wandering, you know, for the years that I've known her, and now I've got to experience that, and I get it, you know.
Uh-huh.
So,
Beautiful.
one thing that I'd love it if we could spend a little more time on, just really quickly, is, you know, the homework you gave us right before lunch about, you asked the question, are you aware of the sound of the chainsaw? And are you aware that you're aware?
Mm-hmm.
And working on that. I know there's something there, and I'm not getting it.
Okay, that's a great question, and it's a huge, it's such an important teaching. It's really the key in a lot of ways. And you are already doing it, you just don't know you're doing it. And it's like that I know when you know that you're listening to the chainsaw, right? You're not just listening to the chainsaw and not, but when you know you're listening to the chainsaw, that's awareness of being aware of awareness. When we're sitting, there can be this experience of awareness aware of itself, which is when the big awareness, like a big self, you know, this is a lot of information, so I don't expect you to track this, but it'll go in somewhere. That awareness, there is an aspect of ourselves that is aware of that is aware of that vast, mysterious awareness. But when we're learning about awareness, it's that we're just paying attention to what's happening. You're aware all the time and not tracking it. It's just when you start to track what you're aware of. Like right now, I'm aware of that light coming into the door. My eye caught it, but I just went, I'm aware of that light. I'm aware of that recognition, of that sense perception. It's very simple, So don't make it harder than it is. Don't make it more confusing. When you're thinking, I want you to think about an elephant right now. Okay? You are totally aware that you are thinking about that elephant. That is what I'm talking about. Right? So when you're thinking or you're really caught up in something, there can be an awareness of what the mind is doing. The mind is thinking about, my mind is thinking about blah, blah, worry, planning, confusion. That's what I mean. And the minute you can do that, you're free. Does that make sense?
It does. Where I'm getting stuck is the abstraction of being aware of the awareness.
Don't go there yet. Okay, we're going to leave that for now. For now, that's a big step to just start to be aware that you're actually thinking, or that you're aware that there's pain in your knee.
So you just saying, like noticing,
You might label,
seeing the sky and noticing the clouds.
yeah,
Okay.
noticing clouds, noticing thinking, noticing pain in my knee,
Knowing that I feel X.
knowing that I feel sad, that I'm, yeah, perfect. Yeah. Good question.
So much. When we were outside, I think for me, something shifted, and I'm hesitant to even try to put words to it because it feels more abstract than it was. But going from the aimless wandering, where I found myself, like I'm often drawn to the aspen. This was very different. I just knew the aspen. It's kind of wiggling and wiggling. Something of the movement itself, aspen or not, felt very much cleaning the pipes, cleaning the pipes. Oh, yeah, right. Whatever thought it was. What am I going to figure out? And then, coming into the meditation, I was partly grateful because of that hip pain, so just a line down. And then, it wasn't even like, I am the wind, I am the frog. But like different, it felt like a dance. Not just these three entities, but these were the main ones. There's this dance, I am the frog. Frog is of me, wind is of me. And there's something in the beauty of just
Excellent.
the whirling of the wind, and then, I don't know, just a little glimmer, a visceral glimmer of, this is it, sounds too trite.
I get it.
This is
Yeah.
some relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't,
Yes.
I think I've tried too much before, like, I want to be one with the aspen or one with spirit. Who
Right.
is the spirit anyway? You know,
Yeah.
who's heady? Like, what is this relationship? Something is shifted, like really
Beautiful.
coming home.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. So good to hear. Yes.
What many of you have said is really feel and observing more the preciousness of your wisdom and gift.
Well,
And you're out watching.
but I want to say something about that. As soon as I am one with, there's division.
There's what?
Division. So what, it comes at the time then when the mind is not creating the abyss, right? The separation, then there is what is true, which is there is no separation. It's not, oh, I'm feeling it now, because as soon as we come back to the I, there is a separation. So it's more that it happens naturally, and it's when we're not thinking about it. It's when we're just there, open, available. There is no separation. The sound of the frog penetrates, and there's not me sitting here and the frog over there, right? So you're totally, let that experience keep happening, that openness without trying to tie it down. We so want to tie things down, and we can't. This is like the biggest example of that. We cannot tie that down. This is so beyond what the mind can fathom.
Thank you. Yeah, invitation for me to do more lying down. Sometimes I get filled out, or it's felt very different. I think just the nervous system is calmer down there.
Right.
Whoever said just literally closer to the earth,
Yeah.
and how you had to start with the belly.
Yeah.
Well, what you just said is really, now it's got my brain even more confused because I felt out there with the wind, a lot of times I can feel a little bit of irritability, like Leslie was expressing. And today I just felt, wow, this vastness.
Mm.
And of course I'm labeling it good, that was good, right?
Mhm.
But I just noticed when I came in, there was such a weird shift. I just felt so disconnected from myself
Huh.
walking in this building.
Yeah.
Is that a separateness you're talking about, or-
I mean, we don't even have to tie it down to something. It just is, yeah, there's a sense of something. And I would say, even without having to name it so much, just feeling the experience of it without judgment.
Yeah, because my mind goes, oh, I'm just tired, that's why I feel this
Of-
way, or I'm not connected to the
Right.
sun. or-
See, we want, right, exactly. We want to have a reason, and that is so limiting because it takes us away from the what is of it, right? The what is there's an experience as you walk into the building, and then we overlay it. And then we're off and running, right? We could have this one, a really delightful experience, or someone would come in and now we're fucked. And so it's more like, that's such a great example for all of us in that sense of experience what is arising in the moment just with your body, just openness to that without, I want what feels good, I don't want what feels bad, right? That is the definition right there of the human journey suffering. So when you walk in, so that it can change, right? It arises, you walk in, there's an experience. Probably it's already changing. Right now, it's already changing. Arises, it's already changing, no aftertaste. What's happening now? That is what I mean by availability. If we keep working it, all this is happening and we've missed it.
I know when you said the word separation, I wanted to cling to that, think, oh, that's what's fucking up myself. I'm separated somehow, okay, just like
Thanks.
being one up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was in a moment, again, just come back, which maybe brings up sadness and grief. And my guess is that when you walk in and there's a feeling of disconnect or whatever, my experience when I feel disconnect is a little confused and a little sad. That's my experience. But then, and so if I just let confusion and sadness be here, it's already changed. It's great. Thank you. Really great, everybody. This is so super helpful for everybody, I'm sure.
I feel exhausted in a good way,
Uh-huh.
and I'm noticing this relationship between the belly and my jaw.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Very
Yeah.
connected.
Very.
I also feel a little bit like a gummy bear, just like soft and, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
little chewy, but like melted on the ledge of a.
He's the fish. That's great. Yeah. Thank you. Good to hear you.
I feel like there's two things I'm just noticing, maybe even struggling with a little bit. One is already this way that I have a hard time just being present because I'm anticipating the ending.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when retreat is short, it's just striking. It's like the window of time to be present is so
Yeah.
minimal.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating to
Yeah.
notice that tendency to
Yeah.
immediately
Right.
go there. And then the other thing that has just been, I've really been noticing is, and the hook for me is I'm frustrated by it, which is like it's overexert. I'm like a person who's lying in bed trying to go to sleep, and I'm trying so hard.
Yes.
But I'm
Get
trying to
it.
get it still right.
Oh, no.
And I know that I'm fucking myself by doing
Yeah,
that.
I
I
know.
know that I'm working against myself.
Yeah.
And
Totally
sometimes
get it.
noticing that
Oh,
in practice.
yeah.
It's nice. And
Oh.
I'm aware that it disconnects me from the thing.
Yeah,
Like it's so,
yeah.
yeah.
I just can so relate. And all I can say is, I mean, everybody else knows this. The only panic attack I've ever had was on a Mahamudra retreat, which is like the most spacious practice. And I was trying so hard that I had a full-blown panic attack. And from that, I realized that you're not going to get it right. So you might as well give up. And there's something about, that's why for me, just breathing when I'm trying too hard. And just breathing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have strategies for giving up.
And it's just that I had to tell myself for years, I'm never going to get this. Whatever the this is, you know, I'm never going to get this. And there was something about like saying to myself, I am for sure the worst meditator in the world. Was super helpful. Super helpful. It was like, right, there's nothing, I'm never going to get it. There's nothing to get. And all I have to do is sit here and just breathe. And that actually feels kind of good. So that'd be my strategy. Yeah. And this is the heartbreak, is that the retreat will end. And that's the heartbreak and the joy that we get to be on retreat together. Yeah.
So grateful for you.
Well,
And then.
yeah. And me, you.
Ooh, just hearing you say that just hit. Really just hit. Yeah. I'm having a very different experience of relating to awareness. I've been allergic to it for some years now, because witnessing felt so wooden.
Yeah.
And there's something, I'm having just a very different experience today where the breeze, like phenomena just feels like the breeze moving through.
Yeah.
It's like there's nowhere for it to land, it's just moving through.
Yeah.
Like, it's so nice to not even have to say awareness of.
Yeah.
It's just like the only word is like recognition. It's just
Yeah.
recognition. And it's just, it's such a relief
It's great.
to put the goddamn words down.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Congratulations.
Ugh.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's great. It's super helpful at first to label and then drop it. Drop it.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah.
Great. Awesome.
And both having the convenience of not feeling too super hooked by it much, so it's just, feeling like I'm getting some easy reps in right now.
You're building that muscle. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really appreciated Mark's simple question. It's like you asked this morning, would you say a little bit more about being hooked?
Yeah.
And of course, my first thought was, oh God, we have heard about being hooked for, everybody knows what being hooked is. And then you talked about, you kind of did a little teaching around it, and then you asked the simple question, is anybody sitting here particularly hooked on anything? And I had this big aha. It's like, wow, I'm hooked again. I'm hooked. And it was, it was an old hook. And, a hook that I felt a lot. But I've been sort of, I'm really kind of fighting with it on this not fighting with it, but just trying to avoid it on this retreat or trying to work with it. And it was just, it actually I felt some relief just being able to name that this is what I'm hooked on.
Right.
And I named it, and it's like, wow, it's just not so bad. It's not so bad after all.
That's great.
And, you know, I wanted to say something about it, but there wasn't time, and it's like, it's okay, you know, it just doesn't even, it's like I addressed myself, I addressed it to myself, and it was just sort of a funny thing. That you know,
So
it's just
great.
the mind is just so funny. I mean, to have a reaction to, you know, some, you know, a minimal reaction to a question that Mark had, and then to have it
That's why it's so great to have all different
something
levels.
so different
So
for-
great. Yeah,
so valuable for me.
awesome. It's great. Thank you. I'll just say that I feel quite happy. I had a little moment of embarrassment today with my movements, and I feel very handicapped. But I didn't stay there very long. I wanted to share that. Like the other day, I was hooked about something that was coming up with someone, and I was like doing the what I was gonna say thing, you know, over and over and over all day, and until I did what you did, which was suddenly to go, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Boof. And it was gone. That was it. So the more we can go right in that moment while I'm totally hooked and, oh, I'm just hurt. And there's nothing to do. So all the preparing in that day was for naught. So, okay. I just love you guys. Such good work, everyone. Really, such good work.